Good evening and thank you for joining us. Police have released a Canada-wide warrant for a man believed to be responsible for a recent shooting in Saskatoon, but according to reports, he may be in our area. 38-year-old Sean Broadley is considered armed and dangerous and is not to be approached. Broadley is wanted in connection with the shooting of a 27-year-old man in Saskatoon on September 8th. Police believe he may be in Lloydminster, North Battleford, Saskatoon, or Regina. Now, if you see Broadley, you are asked to call local police. RCMP are investigating a truck crash that sent 2 people to hospital in Lloydminster yesterday. This was a scene at Clark's Cafe after a truck went through the front window. Police say a man and a woman who were sitting inside the restaurant at the time were transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The driver of the truck was not hurt. Police continue to investigate and say they are not certain if it was human error or mechanical failure that caused the crash. Well, autopsies have been completed on a Unity area couple found dead on their property a week ago, but police are not releasing a cause of death. Now, the victims were identified as 56-year-old Shirley Parkinson and 60-year-old Donald Parkinson. They were found deceased at their home located 15 kilometers northeast of Unity. RCMP say no criminal charges will be considered, that the investigation is complete and is no longer a police matter. Well, Cold Lakers may be starting to see some major changes on Highway 28. A survey company presented a functional planning study to council last night. Now, this study had a number of suggestions on how the city can improve the roadway going through town.
That basically every intersection is warranted to have traffic signals to function.
Council chambers were full of maps last night to show the changes recommended over the next 25 years. Now, these were based on suggestions made by residents at an open house earlier this year.
That's the intent of the design. So when we start to look at the results of the study, we start to say, well, let's start to prioritize what we need. As you can see in the proposals that are there, that there's going to be a lot more lanes that are going to be required in order to accommodate the increased traffic and the improvements to the intersections.
An overwhelming suggestion at the open house this year was to look at expanding Highway 28 by adjusting the use of the service roads that run beside it.
We're starting to wean those away to be able to expand traffic in the main corridors and open up the movement of traffic. And actually, the proposals within the area, you can actually see the service roads are actually looking at more like parking lots and stuff like that for the businesses that are adjacent to those areas.
City officials say this is just a concept for now, and it will require a lot of changes before anything is set into motion.
It depends on very much priority and budget related. If the City of Cold Lake is able to square away in terms of its budget, we don't have final costs in terms of its ultimate solution, but you can see from a Highway 28 north, we did it all in one shot rather than trying to do the intersection. That's what your preferred approach is.
The city will hold another open house in October. Well, it'll be an out-of-this-world experience tonight as Border City residents will have a chance to get up close with a Canadian astronaut. Chris Hadfield is in town for Habitat for Humanity's The Sky is Not the Limit fundraiser. Now, the Canadian astronaut will be on stage at the Lloyd Exhibition Grounds at 7 p.m. Hadfield will be talking about his time in space and chasing his dream. All proceeds from the event will go to Habitat for Humanity and upcoming housing projects. Tickets are still available at the doors, which opened at 6. Well, every year, the Lloydminster and Area Brain Injury Society holds a raffle to win a $1,000 shopping spree at Sobeys. The catch? You only have 3 minutes to do it. Jeremy Thompson has the story about how one woman who turned her charity shopping spree into a double donation.
On your mark, get set, go.
It's a race against the clock for Gwen Moorbutter. She only has 3 minutes to nab $1,000 worth of food from Sobeys, but she came in with a plan.
Grab the meat as fast as I could.
For some reason, everybody likes their meat. I always prepare that department specifically for this, so we're well stocked because that's a destination of choice and make sure they're getting what they're wanting.
The 3-minute spree has been put on by Labus and Sobeys for 4 years now and makes a big difference in the community.
70% of our budget is raised by fundraising. That's a lot to bring in. We want to keep the doors open to keep providing the programs we do for the people who are in need of them in the area.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Moorbutter won her shopping spree by donating to Labus, the Lloydminster Area Brain Injury Society. but she also decided to help out another charity, Bee Fisher Services, which helps adults with developmental disabilities.
Moorbutter managed to rack up $1,100 of meats and non-perishable items, but she says she isn't keeping a single one. She's donating it all to the Bee Fisher Center.
In past, I've had dealings with Bee Fisher, and I know sometimes that it's hard for them to afford groceries and on a fixed budget. It's difficult to do.
Oh, we were very honored. It's going to benefit many of our individuals at the Bee Fisher Center, so we were very happy.
On top of the grocery donation, Moorbutter also took care of the extra $100 on the bill. Jeremy Thompson, Newcap News.